start with this brine, and we brine this for 24 hours. So brown sugar, salt, water,
dissolved
fennel
in the
seed.
water, then do you do a quick cool with ice?
So what we'll do is bring it up to a boil
Right.
with the garlic and the thyme and the spices, fennel seed, black pepper, and juniper berries inside the water with the salt and the sugar. Bring it to a boil, let it cool down. Once it's cool, we add the turkey submerged inside that and let it go for 24 hours.
You got to make this cold, though, guys. Don't put it in when it's still warm. And
what you could also do a lot of
Yeah.
times is use hot water, bring it to a boil, and then the other half of the liquid, use ice. So it cools it down.
The ice quick cools it and then makes up the other, the rest of the liquid. If you guys don't cook with juniper a lot, it's really earthy and slightly fruity. And juniper berries you can get in a regular grocery store. A little goes a long way. And my Aunt Gloria actually said to me once, you know, I don't have juniper to put into this recipe. Can I use a little gin? It's very clever because the flavor in gin is actually juniper. Right.
That's right.
Now,
so if you're going to use this recipe, it's important. Today's Monday, right? So you're going to cook this for Thanksgiving. So you want to start this tomorrow because
it has to sit a day.
This has to sit for 24 hours in the brine. And then when you dry it on a rack like this, you have to let this dry for 24 hours as well. So it takes a lot of planning.
But that's important that, you know, that you have that step in there. Jacques Pepin talks about this all the time. You never put anything but super dry proteins into a super hot cooking environment, right? Because it's part of the way you get to extra crispy skin, good color and flavor.
That's right.
Flavorful meat.
And what I'll do is also I'll glaze it at the end with some of the reduction of the gravy that you use, which is delicious. So inside this little spice grinder, I have fennel seed and black pepper, fennel, nutmeg. The nutmeg is already ground. And I'll put the thyme inside there and also some garlic.
Oh, make it more like a paste.
Exactly, so it'll look like this, right? So you see that? Smell that. It smells like porchetta.
God, isn't that delicious? It smells just like porchetta. It's the garlic and fennel is really strong. Did you put a little rosemary in too, or just thyme?
Just the thyme. Just
okay.
That. And we'll put this on the exterior, on the interior, and mostly underneath the skin.
Okay.
Right? And we'll tie that up.
A little on the interior.
That's right. Underneath the skin as well.
And then loosen up the skin.
That's right. So we'll kind of brush that with a little olive oil afterwards, and we'll pop this oven open.
Okay.
Right?
You want the olive oil? Do you want any of this herb on the outside, Scotty, or just underneath and inside?
Just like that.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh, you got more.
Well, you didn't tie the legs, but whatever. The one that's in there is all tied up.
Yeah, it's all tied up.
All right.
We're making believe,
we'll cross its legs.
So we pop that in the oven.
Okay.
On the other side, way over here, we have some vegetables: carrot, onions, celery. Now, what do you call it?
Your basic
giblets or giblets? What do you call these?
Giblets.
Giblets.
Yeah.
Everybody calls them something different. Anyway, so the interior bits of the turkey that comes in a little bag, that's what's inside there.
Right. Throw it in there.
So throw that in here. We have some rosemary and thyme.
Oh man, it smells amazing.
We have tomato paste that we're just gonna like caramelize and make beautiful and cook down and let simmer.
Guys, when you use tomato paste, don't squish it in at the end. You gotta wake it up. It's been sitting in a tube. You need it to be fragrant. You really want it to hit your nose. You really want it to kind of bloom and develop again and get sugary.
Exactly. So you see the way that's cooking down on the bottom of the pan as well.
Yeah.
Like you're right. You got to develop that flavor a lot. And then we'll finish that. We'll let that cook a little bit, and then we'll finish it with some wine.
Right.
We're not going to finish it with all the wine because you got to save some for yourself.
I was going to say, clearly Scotty and I already drank most of that wine. All right, can you say what makes an Italian Thanksgiving different from any other Thanksgiving?
You know, this weaving of traditional American dishes and all these Italian dishes as well.
Right, and learning how to adapt some Italian flavors and technique, like porchetta is traditionally pork, just adapting those flavors into, you know, good old Tom turkey. And everybody serves that.
So much food, right?
So we have Italian gravy started with all of our, the carrot, celery, onion, usual suspects.
Yeah, so what we're doing is just fortifying the stock.
Right.
So we're taking the stock and we're fortifying the flavor with the tomato paste and the herbs and the giblets and all that kind of stuff inside here, right? And we're just gonna let this simmer.
And cook down in stock.
While
so you're fortifying the flavor of stock in a box.
That's right.